Welcome to Complexity Made Simple, and welcome to video 3 in this video series about design for flow. Now, in the previous videos we've talked about identifying make to stock, and we've talked about the fact that for those products you are going to have to work out a takt time, a heartbeat. How fast does the product need to come off the end of the line to balance demand against supply? So we've reached that point. Now then, once we've reached that situation, there is a possibility that you're going to create a small cell or production line of people. So maybe because of the work content in your product, you've identified that maybe you need 4 people on a production line. They need to produce at takt. And of course, in order to do that, we need to create a line balance so they all have the same amount of work. Well, that's the theory at least, but in practice, it's probably not going to work quite like that. And here's the advice about doing a line balance. So obviously what we've got is we've got the 4 stations. Let's say that the takt is asking us to produce at 30 seconds. And of course, the term line balance sort of suggests that what we're going to do is we're going to give everybody the same amount of work. Well, that probably isn't going to be the case, because here's how I want you to set the line balance up. When you work out the work content against the number of people, there is a good chance that what you'll find is you actually need, let's say, 3.6 operators. Obviously you can't have 0.6 of an operator, so what does that mean you do? You round up and you end up with 4. Now of course, if I smooth the work into quarters, if I cut it into 4, I will end up going faster than the 30 seconds. So that's not how you do the line balance. The way you do the line balance is like this. And by the way, it doesn't have to be the last operator. I'm going to put it into the last operator, but it doesn't have to be quite like that. You want to get 3 of the operators to be balanced up to 30 seconds. So this line is going at 1 every 30 seconds. We are going to takt. We are not going to take the extra 0.4 of a person and make too many. That would be waste in a lean system. What we're going to do is we're going to balance the first 3 operators, and we leave all the spare time in the 4th person. Now, as I say, I put it at the end. Maybe that's not always possible. Maybe this might be in the middle of the line. It doesn't really matter where it is, but you need to make sure all of the spare time is in one task. Why is that the case? Because what we're going to do now is we are going to do all our continuous improvement on this task here, and we're gradually going to carve away this task till eventually that person goes. Now, we don't necessarily do it by just concentrating here, of course. We could be carving time off here and then moving some of this work across into the other activities. But the idea is, by leaving this one person short of work, when we do CI, we can drive it to the point where we end up with 3 operators now making the takt time. By the way, what you do with this person, you send them off to start a new production line. This person has been involved in all of this fabulous CI work. They have a lot of skill that they've just developed in order to make themselves redundant effectively. What do? You send them away to be the team leader of a new production line. That's what you do. And then you do exactly the same with a new production line. Now this way, instead of evening everything out like this and making everybody go at, I don't know, 25 seconds, we could have done. If you do that, you're stuck with the 4 people. Remember, you can't make any more than tact. Your market doesn't want one produced every 25 seconds. If you do this, what you're going to have to do is you're going to make for a week and you have to stop. You're going to have these 4 people sitting around doing nothing. That isn't what we want. We want them to go at tact, and then we engineer away the fraction of a job. And then we take that person, start a new production line, do the same thing again. And we constantly do this with all our cells. But what we don't do is do a perfect line balance. We put all the spare time in one activity, then engineer that last little fraction away, and now we really are driving our continuous improvement in a really efficient way. That is how to line balance when you are designing for flow.